What's up, YouTube? I wanted to talk about this story here. 4-year-old Dewan Sims, who was claimed to be missing in Wonderland Mall in Livonia, Michigan. They were from Detroit, but they stepped out of Detroit, out of that little area, to go to Livonia Mall, which is 15, maybe 20, 25 minutes away, 30 minutes away. This particular case got me really good, and I'm going to tell you why while I'm explaining this story. This story was 30 years ago. Dewan Sims, 4-year-old boy who has been missing for 30 years and still no trace of him at all. No type of evidence that he has maybe possibly passed. No type of evidence stating that he's alive, possibly on his own or living with someone. Nothing. It's almost like he'd vanished. Out of sight, out of mind. So December the 11th, 1994, Dawana Wiggins, which is Dewan Sims' mother, claimed she had a full schedule of what she and the child, Dewan, were doing that morning up until the time she reported him missing at 4 p.m. at Wonderland Mall. So from 11 a.m., Miss Dewana says she was at the neighborhood supermarket purchasing, a few small things, spoon, forks, etc., snacks. She said at 11 a.m., that's where she was, which was the grocery store. By 1 p.m., she said she went to the laundromat. She had washed 5 loads of clothes. So for 1 p.m., she's at the laundromat. Okay? Now, when Dawana reported that Dewan was missing at the mall, the police did go back to the laundromat to question the attendants that worked there to find out, did they see Miss Dawana and Dewan, her son, there at the time that Dawana said that she was there. An attendant, Dave Miller, age 56, says, and 2 other attendants along with Dave Miller, says they did not see a child or a mother at the laundromat. And the police were kind of very strict with them because at the time this was a real big situation. It was it's a missing child out there and they're trying to find the child. So they asked the questions again to make sure that these attendants are given the proper and truthful information. And Dave Miller and 2 other attendants said they did not recall seeing a mother or child at the laundromat. Now that's a red flag right there. It's a red flag right there. So, and it's going to be many more red flags. It's going to be many more to where you're going to be like, this case, I almost believe this case until that's the type of case this is. Because this case almost got me. I really, yeah, it got me. It almost did. So that was one red flag right there. I believe right when those attendants from the laundromat told the police that information, that red flag, I believe the police knew then something wasn't right. They knew then something wasn't right, but it was kind of like they put it on standby just for a minute. I mean, because at this moment, or at that point, Miss Wiggins is saying the child and her was there, and the attendants that actually work there that see people coming in and out from the time that they're working, They know who coming in and out. They see, they're looking, they work there. And for them to tell the police that they didn't even see a woman or a son in there that day. So I do kind of believe the police knew something wasn't right then when the attendants told them that. Now, she says after she washed clothes, she drops the clothes off to her mom's house and head to Wonderland Mall. So after the laundromat, she dropped the clothes off. She's on her way to Wonderland Mall. Now, remind you, y'all, her mother, named Beverly, works at the Wonderland Mall part-time at Foot Locker. Just keep that in mind. So she's on her way to Wonderland. She says Dewan is with her. 4-year-old little boy is with her, her son. And the grandmother as well works there part-time. So possibly she will probably see the mother while she's there. So between 3:30, 4 o'clock p.m., Miss Dewana Wiggins reports Dewan missing. She says she was in the store looking at some things, getting ready to buy some things. She turned around, he's gone. That's what she's saying. So everybody at that time thinking Dewan, 4-year-old Dewan, is kidnapped and from inside the mall. So the police, of course, they have to go back and look at cameras to see what went on from the time that Ms. Wiggins, Dewana, walked inside the mall. Dewana did notify a security guard inside the mall when she reported Dewan first missing. The security guard, was asking around inside the mall, stating that they see a little 4-year-old, boy wandering around, just asking people, have they seen this boy? No one had seen him. No one. So Dewana did report it to the security guard. And then next thing you know, the police are involved. So the police are looking at several civilian cameras and from different stores. Several cameras from different stores. And couldn't find anything. On all the cameras that they looked at, they didn't see not one sign of Dewan anywhere on that camera. That's a red flag. Now, I had believed everything when I first heard about this story up until when they said police looked at the camera and didn't see the boy at all with her. When they looked at the camera, it showed Miss Dewana walking in the mall around 3:30 p.m. 30 minutes later, 4 o'clock p.m., allegedly, she reports the little boy missing. The camera only shows Miss Dewana Wiggins walking inside the mall at 3:30 p.m. with no one with her. She was by herself when she walked in. That's what made me realize, oh no, this case is, this ain't no kidnapping. Or this ain't no missing in the mall. Because when you first come into the mall, it should show Dewan and Dewana, which is his mother, together. No, it only showed Miss Dewana Wiggins coming in. So how in the world your son missing in Livonia Mall and he didn't even walk in with you? She had police, security, the fire department inspector. She had all these people taking the time out to search for this 4-year-old boy, Dewan, inside the mall. She had everybody looking for him inside the mall. She had everybody thinking, he was kidnapped from inside the mall. When the red flags were the little boy never walked in with her inside the mall. Police had been working double shifts and still no signs of Dewan. Like they was going above and beyond. I get it because this is a child that's out here missing and they need to find him. So the police were doing, working extra hard around that time trying to find Dewan. Later on, police allegedly believes that Dewana, the mother, is responsible for Dewan's disappearance. They later start to, kind of put two and two together that Dewana, the mother, had something to do with his disappearance, but just was trying to come up with another storyline to make it seem like he was kidnapped from the mall. Allegedly, the mother Dewana told reporters, "Why don't I just break down and tell where Dewan at?" Allegedly, she told one of the reporters that. That's also a red flag. Why would you come out and say that when you said in the mall someone took him? So you see all these red flags that are occurring, and I know the police are receiving different answers and things from her, plus she failed the lie detector test. All these flags. Like her saying that should let you know right then and there. And that should have let the police know. Allegedly, she possibly or is involved with her own son's disappearance. And that's sad. That's sad. And I don't even understand why you would tell the reporters that anyway, allegedly, if you know you didn't do anything to your son. Now, the biggest red flag out of all the red flags from this case, Dewana Wiggins' mother, Beverly Harris, which is the grandmother, had took a life insurance policy on Dewan and Dewana, which is her daughter, just weeks before Dewan's disappearance. In an interview, Miss Beverly Harris said she took out a life insurance policy the ending of November, possibly going into December, for Dewan and Dewana. And the insurance policy was for $25,000 allegedly. Now, and it's okay to take out a life insurance policy on family members and things like that. It is. It's okay to do it. People do it all the time. But when you're trying to be sneaky about it, or it just seems like something isn't right, like why would you take a $25,000 insurance policy out weeks before a disappearance? So that was another red flag for me as well. And the grandmother admitted it. She let the police know she did it. She was saying she did it out of, protective reasons, just in case if something happened to the child. But it was just weird that you take a life insurance policy out on a 4-year-old little boy weeks before his disappearance. Grandmother spoke with Fox News about the policy, answering questions on why she took the policy out on daughter and grandson. To me, it's still a red flag. Like, all of a sudden you did that right before this little boy's disappearance. And allegedly, Dewana, the mother, claimed she didn't know anything about her mother, Beverly, taking the life insurance policy out on her and her son, allegedly. But just pay attention to all those red flags, that I've talked about throughout this case. And it's crazy. And still no trace or no evidence on this boy, Dewan Sims. Police did find a small body of a child, but when police came to Dewana to try to get a sample of her DNA to see if it was Dewan or not, Miss Dewana Wiggins refused. So Dewan's father, Zachary Sims, gave his DNA. Nothing came of it. So, yeah, that part was kind of sad, you know. The father definitely wanted to know what went on. Where's his son? So he gives the DNA up, and there was no callback stating to Mr. Zachary if it was the one or not. But I think he kind of had a feeling if he didn't hear anything back. So, yeah, there was no call back to Mr. Zachary Sims, which is the father of Dewan Sims, on if there was a match, which more than likely it wasn't because he never got a call back. Months later, still year 1994, the police department received an anonymous letter stating that Dewan had been murdered and the body was tossed in the dumpster December the 13th, or I believe the 14th. It was either the 13th or the 14th of 1994. Letter says Dewan is dead and has been for a while, citing financial conflicts within Dewan's family that led to a plot to make the boy disappear. The writer claimed it was an earlier attempt made on Dewan, but everyone got scared. The people behind the plan got scared. Dewan's mother is supposed to die next, the writer says in an anonymous letter. Nothing came out of that letter, and it was hand printed to the police. So the police received that anonymous letter and let Miss Dewana Wiggins be aware of that anonymous letter. But again, nothing, there was no update on that. Dewan was still never found after that letter came out, saying all these hurtful things in the letter. Year 2020, Dewana Wiggins, the age of 50, passes away due to COVID. And that's pretty much what I wanted to talk about, because this really stuck with me. It did. This case really stuck with me, I guess, because they still never found Dewan. And that boy was only 4 years old. So it's, that's a baby. And it's no trace of him at all. It's almost like he was never born. That's the way it looks. I don't want it to be that way, but that's the way it looks. It's like he was never born. There's no trace of him at all. But before Dewana passed away at the age of 50 due to COVID, a guy by the name of Mike Cash did come out because he had explained that he didn't remember his childhood that much. So he possibly felt like he could have been Dewan. So he ends up going to Livonia Police Department to get some testing done. But it came back that he was not Dewan. But that's kind of crazy, though, that, someone can come out and say, well, hey, I don't remember my childhood. I possibly could be her son. Like, that's crazy to hear somebody say that. Like, how could you not remember your childhood? And I'm saying to myself, how could someone just say that? Like, I never heard anybody just come out and say, I don't remember my childhood. Like, to me, I feel like when I hear someone say that, it's like, that lets me know, okay, you possibly didn't have one. Or it wasn't much going on for you to remember any happy moments. That's what I'm getting out of it. So, yeah, the guy, Mike Cash, was not Dewan Sims. And after that, case still went unsolved. Nobody knows where Dewan is, allegedly, but other than the mother. You know, the mother did not walk in with DeJuan Sims. The cameras show that she didn't walk in. So from 11 a.m., you said you were at the grocery store. But what were you doing at 12 p.m. to 12:30? See, it only says, I told you at the beginning of the video, 11 a.m., 1 p.m. You know, it skips times. So the times that she didn't put up here or in her interview when she spoke, what were you doing those times that you did not put online or put to the internet, put to the reporters when you were talking to the reporters, when she was talking to the reporters? 11 a.m., 1 p.m., and then you get to Livonia Mall by 3:30, 3 o'clock. You know, there's gaps in between those times that haven't been spoken. So, that haven't been spoken on. You know, what was she doing then? It's kind of sad that, you know, she passed away and we still don't know to this day what happened to DeJuan Sims. So, yeah, that's why I say this case really stuck with me, because I almost believed that this baby boy, you know, got kidnapped inside of the mall until all the other information started coming out, and I'm putting two and two together. So allegedly, it was a possibility that Miss DeWanna Wiggins did have something to do with her son's disappearance, and she got, you know, I don't know what she did, but it's to the point where it seems like he completely vanished. So from the time DeWanna Wiggins got up, December 11th, 1994, that day, prior to you leaving the house, what happened to DeJuan? Where did he go? Before she left the house, was he there? You know, these are the questions everybody wants to know, I know. Like, what happened from that time? Or what happened from the day before, prior to her leaving the house, December the 11th? So, yeah, this case definitely stuck with me because he still is not found. But this is definitely the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. Guys, make sure you like my videos. Share my videos. Let my videos get out. Let's accumulate the audience. Talk more about different things. I'll be doing a few mukbangs too. So, but yeah, I'll definitely catch up with y'all. Peace.